Now that we have our individual parts made for our truss, we are going to go ahead and put them together in an assembly. This is where you basically take all the parts you've created, put them together in what essentially comes together as a finished product. Here's some examples. We have the arch truss type bridge that we put together. These individual pieces down here are a little different from what we made in the first videos, but you get the idea. We have a Parker truss bridge, same platform as before, but different type of truss. Same with the Warren bridge. And this is with a raised Warren bridge. And here's what a standard Warren bridge might look like. And this is kind of like what we're going to model right here as an assembly. So we want to start with instead of a new part, we want to start with a new assembly. And for now, we are going to get all of our parts placed on the page here, and then we'll start putting them together with constraints. So the first thing we want to do is hit place, and then you're going to have to navigate to the parts that you made. So hopefully you organize these in a nice, neat folder with names that you can recognize and not just part 1, part 2, part 3. But in my case, I'm going to look for the Warren truss right there and hit open. All right, so it shows up real big. Don't worry too much about that right now. Just place somewhere in the middle of the screen and you can see it pops it in. And I'm going to move another one over here because I'm going to need 2 of them. Now, if I keep clicking, I'm going to just keep adding more and more trusses. So I don't want to do that. Now that I have 2 placed, I'm going to hit escape. And now I'm ready to place my other parts. So hit the place button again. And I'm going to go down to bridge. Let's see. It was bridge base. Open. And I'm going to pop this right about here. And then hit escape. Don't worry about how that looks right now. We'll rearrange it in a minute. And then place once more. And now I want to get the little individual sticks, which I believe I called a bridge top. Nope, not that. Bridge top stick. There we go. Open. Okay, so right now, this is placing it right in the correct orientation that I want, which is nice. So I'm going to put a few of them in here. We'll do 5. You can choose as many as you want. You can always go back and place more. But if for some reason your stick is not oriented in the way you want it, in other words, if it was horizontal versus vertical, you can actually right click on this before you place it and rotate it 90 degrees on the y-axis, and you'll see that it then places it that direction. So if you run into that issue where it's placed in this direction and you want it more vertical, you can just keep rotating it on the 90-degree y-axis and it'll get it in the direction that you want. Okay, so we're all set. I'm going to do a little bit of rearranging before we start doing the constraints. So right now you can move these parts. You can kind of arrange them how you want. I like to get them almost in place before I get started. So like this truss here, I'm going to want to move upward. To do that, and you don't have to do this, but to do that, I like to go to the right side so I can see about where everything is. And I'm going to just move this up so that it's about where it needs to be. I'm not going to worry about these top members here right now. I'm just going to worry about getting the trusses about even with the surface. And then I'm going to go back to my home screen. Okay, so that's where we're going to stop in this video. Now we got everything ready to make constraints. We are going to pause, and in the next video, we will actually pop these together and constrain them.